Hello, and welcome back to this episode of 7 Minutes. I am your host, Tommy Bucher. On this episode, we will be talking about a case that happened in the biggest little city, but the results were far from little. On a peaceful Thanksgiving morning, a woman by the name of Priscilla Ford went on a driving rampage in downtown Reno that resulted in 7 fatalities and left 23 others severely injured. Imagine this: you and your family are taking a Thanksgiving Day stroll in downtown Reno. The lights from the casinos are vibrant and flashing, the air is crisp. Families are bustling around, excited to enjoy a warm family meal later that night. But a sinister plan had been made. Suddenly, you hear the rev of an engine and the sound of tires screeching. The hair on your neck stands up straight. In the distance, you hear screaming and people begin to run from the sidewalk into the street or any other direction they can manage. Then you notice a blue 1974 Lincoln Continental building speed and swerving on and off the road. Within seconds, the mayhem was over, but Priscilla Ford had already covered 5 blocks, leaving a wake of destruction and chaos.
So back in Thanksgiving 1980, it was really warm for that time of the year. It had to be like 50 degrees. It was sunny. It was a beautiful day. And my wife and 3 boys and I were just walking down Virginia. And we were walking back to the car to go back home for Thanksgiving dinner with the family. And this maniac just drove onto the sidewalk and must have been going 30 miles per hour. And she hit so many people, and that was a really hectic and crazy situation. Something I've never seen in my life before. And again, like I said, she hit a ton of people. She must have hit like 20 people, 30 people. So I grabbed my family and we just booked it into the street. And I know that sounds odd, but at that point, that seemed like the safest place.
So, how well would you say you knew Priscilla?
Yeah, I knew Priscilla through working with her at Macy's. We worked together in November of 1980, I believe. She was just there for a short period of time before she went on this crazy rampage. She was kind of quiet at the time. She really didn't say a lot. She seemed to keep to herself and would have tendencies that were a little curious. It wasn't until all the reports came out that I really got to kind of understand and know who Priscilla really was. She had her daughter taken from her and put into foster care in 1974 after she was charged with trespassing and required to get a psychological evaluation. And from there she seemed to really go downhill. She bounced in and out of mental institutions across the state. She reported seeing her dead husband to her family members on the streets of New York. She was eventually diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and after living in Buffalo for a while, she decided that she was going to come back to Reno to try to get her daughter back. And it's there that she decided to stay in Reno and apparently exact revenge on the city as a whole.
I'm Cal Dunlap, and at the time I was the district attorney involved in the Priscilla Ford case. After a jury selection process of nearly a month's duration, the trial commenced on November 12, 1981, and concluded over 4 months with the jury convicting Miss Ford of 6 counts of first-degree murder and 23 counts of attempted murder. Subsequently, the penalty phase of the trial resulted in the sentences of death of 6 murder convictions and consecutive sentences of 20 years imprisonment on each of the 23 convictions for attempted murder. Miss Ford was arrested at the scene, and almost immediately her mental competence became a matter of focused concern. A series of psychiatric evaluations prompted by the defense motion for a psychiatric examination resulted in the determination by the district court that Miss Ford was not competent to stand trial. And after a period of treatment at Lakes Crossing mental institution, the district court ordered a sanity commission consisting of 3 psychiatrists to examine Miss Ford. As a result of the findings, the commission concluded, and the district court concluded, that Miss Ford was then actually mentally competent to undergo the trial. After the trial, Priscilla Ford attempted to appeal the convictions in claiming that she was not competent during the trial. Another series of evaluations happened, and it was determined that she was indeed competent and therefore fairly tried and sentenced.
In the end, Priscilla Ford's heinous acts of violence left 6 dead and 23 other innocent people critically injured. The Ford v. State of Nevada case continues its legacy of being a tragic and horrific piece of Nevada and state history. Thank you for watching this installment of 7 Minutes. See you next time.